the Civil War Guru Show. My name is Steve Munson, and I am the old guru. Today we have a fascinating Confederate States Naval Knife. And this thing's right out of New Orleans. This has got so much going on for it. Let's start with the knife itself. The overall length is about 12 inches. It has a nice, wide Damascus steel blade. And you look at exactly where the handle goes into the blade. That's got the Spanish notches, like you see on pre-war Bowie knives. That's magnificently made. And the handle is a sterling handle. It's got a sterling band on it. And the handle's really unique. And I'm going to try to get down on it. I'm going to flip it over and get down on it because it's got the guy's initial engraved on it. And it's just super nice. It just jumps out and really appeals to me. The scabbard, of course, is made for the knife. This is a copper scabbard. All copper. Is turned black with patina. Beautifully made. And I'm going to try to get down here on top. You can see the CSN engraved on it. And now I'm holding this camera, so I'm going to wiggle a little bit. I'm an old man. Wonderfully made. And I'm going to go up on the nose of it here. And look where it's got the little Spanish tits sticking out and scrolled on the end. Beautifully made. And I'm going to back off. I'm going to get a little closer on the CSN. See, it's all hand engraved. Just fabulous scabbard. And this screams at you. Now, I'm going to move this out of the way. And I'm going to get the knife turned over on its back. And I'm going to zoom in on the upper part of the handle itself. And got the light kind of obstructing things. But we're going to get down on his initials. And there we go. I'm stabilizing the camera much that. That is HB Henry Brown. Beautifully engraved in it. And you look at what goes around the top of the handle here, right under the seam there. It looks like palm trees, palmetto trees. But this guy was from New Orleans. I'm going to get a little bit of his bowel here in a second. Let's get back down to the engraving. Beautifully engraved. If I get it, there we go. Try to get a better, the lighting's terrible. But it's HB Henry Brown. Then I'm going to just slowly go down. The bone handle's cracked. Looks like it's been repaired. And you can see the Spanish clip here on this end. And I'm assuming it had the same on the other side of the blade. But this magnificent Damascus steel. And that's a 2-inch blade. That's a wide blade. And this is a heavy knife. It'll fool you. Get down on the end. Slowly go over it. Bear with me. Like I say, I'm an old man. And it's thick. I'm going to roll it up on its end. You can see how thick it is. And I've done the research on this thing, and I'm going to get my research book here and slide it under this thing and open it up here and kind of give you a little history. He started out, his name's Henry Brown, and I'm going to flip over to who he was. We got a page in the book. Of course, we document all this. And there he is. I want to bring us over and let you read it if the glare ain't too bad. But there's Henry Brown on his first ironclad in New Orleans. This is in the Confederate States Officer's Guide. And in '62, he was on an ironclad. And there's the ironclad's name right there. Clardonet. CSS Clardonet. And in the Battle of New Orleans, the Clardonet was on the Lake Ponchatoula side of the battle. And of course, they engaged with the Union forces and lost, of course, and they scuttled that ship in Lake Ponchatoula. Then he went to Mobile, actually, and then in North Carolina, they built a ship, and here it is here, the CSS Neuse, Neuse. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, in '64, and he was on that to the end of the war. And this is him enlisted in the Confederate States Navy. And that was made entirely in North Carolina. And actually up on the side of the river. And they bought in the plate steel. And they used it at Cape Fear in the northern part of North Carolina and all up the intercoastal waterways. And this guy is indicative of what the Confederate States Navy used in their brown water Navy. They used river rats. And this guy, I'm sure, was a river rat, lived on the river, lived in the swamps all his life. But they knew wherever sandbar was in the river and every nook and cranny on all the rivers. And that's how they became acting masters. An acting master rate is a rate that, you go from, you were steaming ships up and down the rivers, and you got in the Navy, all of a sudden they put you in charge of one. And he was in charge of that ironclad in New Orleans, and he also served on this one. So a real interesting guy, a super knife. And so from the old Civil War guru, have a great day.